Hey guys, welcome to another series of the HxGN Hacks. So for this one, we're going to be diving into the equipment and organization overview 360 screens in EAM. So for our first quick session today, just going to kind of go over a little bit of an intro for that, right? So in today's quick webinar, we're just going to kind of talk about, again, introduction. As the series continues, we'll go through the widgets and look at creating templates and then talk about what's next. I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with Overview 360, but it is available in EAM. And it's typically found underneath your equipment menu. A lot of the times the screen does have to be added to your user group in order for you to find it. But the Equipment Overview 360 and Org Overview 360s are screens used to basically group and template information together in regards to your equipment and organization specific data points and plots them into these neat visual analytics, which we call widgets. So looking at an example of how these are utilized, we can see here two different versions of the same thing, right? Except if you notice in the numbers here, they're a little different, and that's because we are looking at specific pieces of equipment. Whereas this one is looking at, this one's looking at everything, and this one's looking at a specific piece of equipment. So we can utilize this to look at everything overall, or we can dial it down to specific assets or systems, depending on how you utilize that in your EAM. So with the widgets that are available for your Overview 360 screens, as you can see in this screenshot, we have quite a few to choose from, and these are all kind of based off of queries that you can build inside of EAM. Right. So what we're looking at here are a few different available options, like our pie chart and our dual stack. We can even pull in reports and look at some other things depending on what we're trying to grab, right? Like deferred maintenance, open POs, right? But for the types that we can utilize here, we have a pretty extensive list where you can pull in, KPIs, your line and bar charts, pie charts, as well as heat maps, summaries, and even custom URLs, which is fully interactable after we found that out yesterday. There are a couple things to note about your widget selections. In the Equipment Overview 360 screen, you do have a couple of additional options that aren't available for the Org Overview 360, and that's just because they're equipment specific, right? And that would be an equipment health widget, nonconformities, and then actually, the equipment summary is available on both. Okay, so the equipment health and nonconformities is an additional one. Okay, so let's kind of dive in and look at this for a brief moment. And underneath my additional features in the equipment module, I have the Equipment Overview 360 and the Organization Overview 360. So here's an overview template setup. And if I wanted to look at some other templates, which we'll be building throughout these sessions, then I have my list right here. And then from within here, I can actually modify and edit these widgets as long as I have the permission to do so, right? So with the ability to do that, I can actually jump in and create these templates utilizing our edit mode. And within that edit mode, you have the ability to manipulate these templates and add widgets. You can even save templates and set them as your personals, or they can even be user group specific. Okay. So as we're going through that, and as you guys are going through creating your Overview 360 templates, there's a couple things to note. First of all, like I said, you will probably have to add these to your menu if they're not available. But also there is a user-specific permission, as you can see in our screenshot here, that allows you to edit the overview templates. And then our secondary item is the prevent personal overview. That's pretty self-explanatory, right? So as long as we have this, we can edit some templates and create them. And we will spend some time putting that together as these sessions continue on, right? So very short, quick intro to the Overview 360. But what's next in the upcoming sessions? So for the next session next week, we're going to be talking about the actual widgets. So we're going to be diving into some KPIs, the custom URLs, and the equipment summary. Because there's so many, we've broken out our available widgets across the session. So after that, session 3, we'll look at the line and pie charts along with list setup. Session 4, we'll start looking a little deeper into the more complex items like equipment health, stacked bar chart, and associating the reports to a widget. And then our final session, session 5, we'll look at some of the 12.2 enhancements and then a series recap for Overview 360. All right, guys. So I know, again, quick, down and dirty intro here. But session 2, we'll start diving into how these work and how you guys can set them up. So I look forward to talking with you guys in that session and putting some of these templates together so that you guys can use them. Right? Until next time, I appreciate you guys showing up. Look forward to seeing you next week.